So, Simple Bank must be one of the most complicated banks in the history of banking, according to all the reviews that I've read today. And let me tell you, they were not nice. But rather than judge them on all the reviews that I saw online today on the App Store and everywhere online that say that they're terrible, I'd rather call them myself and find out exactly from the horse's mouth what's actually going on with their services and their customer service. So now, if you want to find out exactly what's going on with Simple Bank, if you should register for them now, you should cancel your membership, or you should stay far, far away from them, then I recommend you watch till the end of this video, because by the end of the video, guys, we're actually going to call customer service live, talk to them, and find out every single ounce of information and talk to them about the hard questions like, why do you guys have such bad reviews? And why are you guys not answering those bad reviews? And on top of that, guys, that's not all I'm going to do in this video. I'm also going to give you guys alternatives to Simple Bank if it's not the best bank out there. Because here's the thing, right? I'm never just going to give you one option. I'm always going to give you multiple options for multiple different types of people. So that way you can make the better choice for whatever you need. Now, guys, if you don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant, and I've been practicing personal finance for the past 4 years. And on top of that, guys, you guys know me by now, and I'm all about banking, customer service, and whatever the best rates there are out there. So I'm never going to be biased. I don't care who you are, how big you are. All I care about is the customer service, and I also care about the best rates. If it's the best deal for my money, then I will be there. And guys, I do post videos on this channel every single day, so make sure you subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell, so whenever I upload a video on making money, credit cards, or any financial apps out there, you're the first one to actually find out, and you get notified instantly when the video actually comes out. And as always, guys, let me know in the comments down below before the video starts, how did you hear about Simple Bank? Is this the first time you're hearing about it, or did you hear about it from Instagram, Facebook? Where do you hear about it? Comment down below. I'm very curious to find out. And me personally, guys, I found out about Simple Bank on Instagram for the first time. So let me know in the comments down below, where did you find out about it? Or is this the first time that you're actually finding about it? Comment down below and let me know. Now, let's get right into it, guys. If you're wondering why I'm calling on a Saturday, it's because on weekends, every single person has more time to actually call, and I expect the line to be busier, and I expect customer service to be on their feet and on their job. And here's the thing, guys, every time I call with my phone, I always call and act like I'm somebody that's super, super important. Like, for example, I say like, oh yeah, I'm calling in because I want to buy this, I want to buy that, and I have $100,000 worth of money, and I want to find out if I can put it in your savings accounts, if there are any limits. And by using that entire identity, then I create something that's very important, because now they want to talk to me, and now they want to bargain with me, so they're able to answer all my questions without getting mad. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to call them right now, pretend like we're the millionaires of the world, and then find out exactly what's going on with the company. There we go.
Hi there, this is calling Simple. To speak with our team, please press 1.
This is Victor at Simple. Can I get your first and last name, please?
Hey Victor, my name is TommyBryson. I'm not a customer yet, but I am interested in becoming one. I'm just calling in to ask you guys a few questions and kind of like shop around and see if it's a good fit for me. That's cool with you.
Yeah, no problem at all. So what can I tell you?
Awesome. So yeah, Victor, is the customer service 24/7?
Well, we have support message you can send us at any time. We try to respond to your support message, which is similar to email, within one business day. Our phone hours are, I'll send you, well, I can't send you, but I can read you.
Okay.
And we are planning some changes, though. We're planning to introduce live chat. I'm not sure if it'll be 24 hours or not.
Okay.
But right now our phone hours are, what time zone are you in?
I'm in New York, Eastern.
Eastern time, so Monday through Friday it's 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Sundays and holidays we don't have phone support, but you can send us a support message anytime.
Okay, so you guys do have some support, at least like all throughout the week, basically.
We have online support, self-help support as well on our website, simple.com.
Okay.
There's videos and instructions how to do different things with your account.
Okay, but do you guys have like a 24/7 support in case of like I lose my card or anything happens like inside of my system, like anything like that?
We currently don't have that. We used to have that, and now we don't, but we might start again in the future.
Okay.
We used to have a person on call 24 hours. Like if you call at 3 in the morning, you need to unlock your debit card. Somebody would get on the phone and help you.
Okay. But is that like, for example, because for example, sometimes I like to travel, and you know when you travel, you go to like different time zones. So for example, if I lose my card when I'm traveling, or like it gets locked or whatever, how would I go about like calling you guys and having you guys unlock it if it's like in a different time zone and then I have to wait like a longer period of time?
We have an international phone number, and then and again we try to respond to support messages within one business day. So you should be able to reach us either immediately or at least within one business day.
Okay, that sounds fair. And what are the requirements like become like a simple bank member?
Right now, only requirements are age 18 or over,
Okay.
United States citizen with a permanent residence address and a valid Social Security card.
Okay. And
Social
whenever
Security number.
okay, that's fair. And whenever I apply, for example, is there like any soft pull or hard inquiry being done like with my credit report?
No, because we don't offer credit. There's no credit inquiry, hard or soft, on your credit reports.
Okay, that's awesome. And what are the fees like? For example, are there any maintenance fees, transfer fees, wire fee, credit like debit card replacement fees?
We were totally fee free for a long time, almost 10 years, but we just now started charging $5 for a checkbook if you want to order paper checks.
Okay.
We charge you $5 for a book of 25 checks.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we have no fees at all.
No wire fees?
No. Well, we can't send a wire.
Can you repeat that, please?
You can receive a wire, but you can't send a wire. If you want to send money, you can use ACH.
Okay. So that what do you mean by ACH? Like I can use for example, Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, or anything like that to receive money?
Yeah. ACH basically means your account and routing number is used, which is the same as a wire, rather than the debit card number.
And for example, because I have noticed with some online banks, usually when you do send money to like Zelle or Cash App, like it's not instant. Would it be instant with you guys, or would it be like pending on the account and then after 3 days then it gets posted?
Well, the speed of the transfer is going to depend on who you send the transfer through.
Okay.
If you using Zelle or Venmo, it's going to be totally reliant upon their system, how long the transfer takes.
Okay.
But we also have a unique feature, customer to customer instant transfer.
Okay.
You can do instant transfers with other simple account holders.
Okay. So for example, if I wanna get my wife involved into this stuff and I wanna send her some cash, or you can't have my kids because my kids are not old enough yet, but for example, but my wife, I could just like send her the money instantly, no matter where she is.
If she has a simple account, you can send up to $2,000 per day instantly, and you can also create a shared account with her. So there'd be two different ways you could transfer money.
Okay.
You could do a transfer from your account to her account, or you can send money from your account into your shared account, which she would be able to access.
Okay. And for example, if we do share an account, does that mean that we share the same balance, the same login information? Is that how that works?
You each have your own individual username and password.
Okay.
But the funds are totally shared. Either one of you can withdraw all the money. Either one of you can close the account.
Okay. And for example,
so you have equal rights to it.
Okay, but the transactions, for example, because for example, if I want to keep some things like private or whatever like that, does she have access to like everything I'm doing on the bank account, or is it like I can choose like what she doesn't have access to and what she does have access to?
Well, you would get a debit card for each account. You get a debit card for your personal account, and you get a debit card for your shared account.
Okay.
So if you want to keep something private, you would just do it with your personal account, your individual account debit card, and nobody has access to that because legally it's a privacy issue with bank accounts. Nobody accesses your account except you.
Okay, that sounds great. And for example, I did notice you said that I have a limit of $2,000 I can share, like send that day. Is that $2,000 with Zelle or in Venmo, or is it just like $2,000 limit when it comes to like sending like to other like simple bank members?
That limit is just for the customer to customer instant transfer. There's different limits for different types of transactions.
Okay.
Like your ACH transactions are limited to 10,000 a day, 30,000 a month.
Okay.
That's after your account has matured, which is after the first month.
Okay.
The first month your account is open, you can only transfer 5,000.
5,000
for the month.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
And
That's
then your debit card spending limit is 6,000 per day.
6,000. Okay.
Photo check deposit limit is variable. It'll be somewhere between like 2,000 to 9,500.
Okay.
And that usually increases over time as your account ages, as you make more check deposits.
Okay. And talking about what about setting up direct deposit, for example? Do you guys have like a feature, for example, that if I do set up direct deposit with you guys, I can have that money come in like maybe 2 days early or something like that, or no?
We don't have that. We put the deposit in your account on the day the employer tells us. The places that are doing early direct deposit, they're doing it when they receive the instructions from the employer. They're not depositing the money when the employer asks them to. They're doing it early, and we're not doing that at this time. We might in the future, but we don't have plans to.
Okay. And it sounded like in the beginning that maybe you guys are like cutting a little bit into customer service when you guys took out that person that was there 24/7 on standby to receive calls, like maybe not even at 3 a.m. Do you think in the future you guys will be expanding customer service up to like 24/7, or is it like something you guys see like yourself like maybe cutting off on? Because I do see that you guys are gonna start investing into like maybe like the online chat bot or whatever it is like that. So it's like you guys are moving towards like more online stuff rather than like more form based, like more like phone based like conversations and help.
Yeah, that's what we're planning to do next. Is as far as customer service is our next item on our list is to introduce live chat.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be 24 hours or not.
Okay.
But it's definitely something we're going to consider because we used to offer 24-hour support. I think we probably will move back towards that direction again in the future. I don't know how long it'll be though. Okay. But our immediate plans are to introduce a live chat feature.
Live chat. Okay, live chat.
In addition to the phones and support messages.
Okay, awesome. So, and for example, what benefits does the check-ins accounts have? Because I have noticed, like for example, in some online banks, some credit unions, and some banks themselves, like usually they have like some low yield interest that accumulates on the check-ins accounts. Also, do you guys have anything like that, or just like a basic check-ins?
Well, the account is free, so that's a benefit. And then we also offer interest if you open what we call this a savings goal. It's kind of like a separate savings account.
Okay.
But it's within the checking account. And all you have to do is click on a button to open that.
Okay.
If you open that and you put in at least $2,000, then you'll be earning 2.02%
2.02%
percentage yield.
And if I'm not doing that, how much am I earning?
If you don't have 2,000 in there, then it's just 0.01.
Okay, 0.01
annual percentage yield.
The average. Okay.
But we are considering some changes. The $2,000 requirement may be lowered.
Okay.
In the future.
And question, Victor, what about because I did notice you said that I had to like do some like spending goal to actually get that 2.2% or whatever. Does that mean that there's a limit to how much I can earn that 2% on?
No, there's no limit. You can put $1 million in there if you have it, and you'll earn that interest rate on any amount of money as long as you have at least 2,000 in there.
And for example, do you guys like is that the highest the interest rate has been on the savings accounts? Because I have noticed some other banks are introducing some new higher interest rates if you have like direct deposit set up. And if you have like more than like 5 transactions every single month. Yeah,
we just introduced that interest rate about 6 months ago, so it's fairly new. It may change. We don't have immediate plans to change it, but we are going to stay competitive.
Okay. And you guys,
we have a lot of competitors.
Yeah, and you guys have been around for how long exactly? Because I've seen some reviews like talking about you've been around for like a very long time.
About 9 years.
About 9 years.
We started in 2010 in Brooklyn.
That's really far back. You guys like are like the seniors when it comes to this entire online banking thing.
Yeah, we were one of the first. I think maybe Ally Bank and Capital One 360 were others that were pioneers.
Yeah. And by the way, I did notice that when I called in today, like literally the whole time was like literally like non-existent. Is that something like normal? Or is it something like maybe like today?
Holiday weekend. That's probably the explanation for that. But it depends when you call. Sometimes they're busy, but I don't often see people having to hold more than 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, that sounds fair. And I did notice on some of the commercials, some of the online app reviews and all that stuff that you guys like help the customers like budget. How does that work?
Yeah, I would look at our website because we have like six, I think, different videos
Mm-hmm.
about goals and expenses,
Okay.
and that's built right into the account, and you can use it or not as you like. But if you do use it, it's a system like paper envelopes, putting money in envelopes to save
Yeah.
for certain things.
Yeah. And but that's save. By the way, let me not to backtrack or anything. That's savings accounts that I can earn that 2%. I have to necessarily like make a goal, or is it I can just like have the money saving up?
Well, all you have to do is click on the button to open the savings goal is what we call it.
Yeah.
But you can use you can use it however you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be a savings goal. It could just
Okay.
be a place where
Okay.
you store some funds.
Okay. So what it sounds like is like right now that's the interface, but it doesn't have to necessarily be like, oh, you're actually saving up for like a goal or whatever. You can just use it so you can earn the high APR.
Right, right. And then you can create other goals for other things like
Okay.
vacation. You want to buy a new car. Those are things you would use a goal for.
Okay.
And then we have an expenses feature. It's very similar to goals, except expenses are for things that repeat,
Okay.
like your monthly phone bill, your monthly internet bill.
Okay.
You can use expenses for that.
Okay. And do you guys still have the bill pay feature?
That is going away on July 9th.
Okay. And do you know why specifically that's going away? Because I is it because I read some reviews and basically it said that maybe like a very low percentage of your customers were actually using that. Is that why?
Primary reason is only 3% of our customers were using it.
Okay. Wow. And the expenses must have been like way higher than it was to like cover that.
It was, very high expense.
Okay. And I did notice that you guys like help the customer like keep track of everything. For example, if I spend money here and there, I automatically get like a text notification like letting me know, hey, like you're spending like you just spent that money. Does that also
Right.
come with like, for example, can I also set up like certain like budgeting goals? Like for example, I want to save up like this amount of money by the end of the month. So whenever like
Right.
my habits change and I'm kind of like spending more money, does the app automatically tell me like for example, hey, like hey, cut down on that because you have a goal and you're not gonna meet it if you keep spending like this?
No, it's not. It's not that high level. Not that level of interaction.
Okay.
But it's close. It's close to it. You would have to just log into your account. You would be able to visually see what was happening. Rather than being sent a notification about it,
Okay.
you have to log in and look at your goals.
Okay. But it does sound like maybe in the future you guys might consider like maybe like making it that complex in the sense like to actually help the customer like develop some kind of like budgeting goals and stuff like that maybe, right?
Well, yeah. What you're suggesting is, I've been answering the phone here almost 2 years. No one has ever suggested that before, so that's a really good suggestion.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like yeah, that would be amazing because if a person can set goals like to spend it on money or whatever to get that 2% APR, they can also maybe set like monthly goals. So then by the end of the month, like or during the month, if they're spending way too much money, they can say like, hey, because I did notice that you guys do have a feature that says that like what is it like called like free money like maybe like safe to spend.
Yeah, safe to spend shows you how much you can spend if you don't want to interfere with your monthly expenses
Exactly.
or your goals
Exactly. So I think
or
like
upcoming
so then the
upcoming activities as well.
yeah. So for example, if I'm spending way too much money, then it shows me like, hey, you only have this much money left, and if you spend that, then you can't cover your bills, like your rent or whatever. So when it comes to like entire thing, I think it would be like a cool idea to like have like a maybe like a mini sector when it says like, hey, this is your saving goal also, and if you spend this much money, then you're not gonna have that money to actually save up at the end of the month.
Yeah. When you see your safe to spend getting close to zero, then
Yeah.
you know that all your funds are tied up in the goals and expenses and pending activities.
Okay. And what about ATMs? Like, how many ATMs do you guys have available like nationwide, worldwide?
They're allpoint, and you can look right now. Even before you have an account, you
Yeah.
can go to simple.com/ATMs.
Okay.
That's a map. It shows where all of our ATMs are. You can just enter an address in your city and look at the map, and
Okay.
it'll show you where they are.
Okay. Awesome. And I did notice that you guys have like I think 40,000 ATMs available that are subcharge free. But I also, because you guys do deal with allpoint, right? Is it like all the allpoint's ATMs? Because I did notice that allpoint has in total like around 55,000, and you guys have 40,000 on your website. Is this like an update problem, or is it that you guys have like a limited access to them?
Well, we have, allpoint is our ATM network, so I'm not sure the exact number.
Yeah, it's 55.
But sometimes the ATMs are sold.
Okay.
Like about a year ago, we used to have a lot of ATMs at 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
And about a year ago, most of those ATMs got sold to another company.
Okay.
So that might account for the difference between 40,000 and 55,000.
Yeah. Okay, I see. And what about when it comes to, well, because I have noticed some companies are moving towards, for example, free ATMs everywhere. Do you guys have any reimbursement like limits? Like when it comes to like ATMs, you guys have no reimbursement whatsoever.
Well, our ATMs don't charge any fees, and that's the extent of it. We won't refund a fee from another ATM.
Okay, but maybe like because you did say Victor, that you guys do plan to stay competitive. So maybe in the future you guys might consider that, because I do see like a lot of online companies that are moving towards that entire thing. Even like if you're international and you're like going on this trip or whatever, and you want to like use an ATM overseas, like they have like that you can use an ATM anywhere and just like get the ATM fee returned to you.
We haven't been considering that.
Okay. And what about okay, what was that?
So I don't think that's something we're going to offer in the future. But
Okay.
it's possible.
Okay. Yeah, because I do see like a little trend like in the business now, when I see like, for example, you guys are adding the entire like $5 thing for the checks, cutting down on some customer service points to increase it online. So I do see like a little trend like when it comes to like maybe like cutting down expenses to like maybe improve quality. Not quality at all. They're cutting down expenses because they don't have the money.
We're in a transitional period right now, and so we are making some changes, and yeah, part of it is reducing costs, increasing revenue.
Okay, I do see. So do you think, okay? So for example, is there any guarantee that 2% is going to stay the same on the savings? Because I do see, if you guys are planning on increasing maybe like the revenue and decreasing the costs, maybe that savings accounts won't really be appropriate anymore. So in the future, is that subject to change?
Yeah, the interest rate, there's a disclaimer on the website, says interest rate can change at any time.
Okay.
But what we're discussing right now is actually a change that's favorable to account holders rather than unfavorable.
Okay, I do see. So it's not changes when it comes to like for the company's benefit, but more changes for the customer's benefit. That would translate to the company either way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the primary goals of
okay.
BBVA and all the BBVA subsidiaries, which we are, is to not ever profit from customer confusion.
Okay, awesome. And when it comes to limits, for example, how much money can I withdraw on a daily basis?
ATM is $500 per day. With the debit card, you can get up to $5,000 per day at a bank teller window.
5,000 per day. So, for example, if I have $100,000, I'd have to take it out like 5,000 at a time, or how can I get all my cash at once?
You could write a check. Get a paper checkbook and write a check. That's the only thing that doesn't have a limit on it is a check. You can write that for your full balance.
Okay. And how would I go about?
Write yourself a check and cash it.
Okay, so write myself a check and cash it maybe at another bank. For example, can I connect this bank to one of my main banks? For example, with Chase.
Yeah, we have external accounts, which lets you connect to any other bank.
Okay. And when it comes to, for example, depositing money, because I do notice you guys have like allpoint ATMs, and most of them don't like just let you withdraw money. But how would I go about depositing money if I don't have like a regular like 9 to 5, or I'm self-employed or an entrepreneur or anything like that?
Yeah, that's one of the drawbacks, I think, of most, if not all online banks, is that we can't accept a cash deposit.
Okay.
You would have to buy a money order and do a photo deposit of the money order.
Oh, so I can deposit the money order to you guys through the app?
Yeah. Or you could do a third-party transfer with something like PayPal or Venmo.
Okay. And how long does it, for example, if I wanted to transfer the money from my, like, deposit it in cash in my Chase bank and then send it to you guys, like, how long does that usually take?
Those type of transfers, it depends. It depends which way they go.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, to send money is 1 to 2 business days. If you send a request for money, that's 3 to 4 business days.
On 3 to 4 business days.
So if you log into the account you're sending from, it's faster than logging into the account that's receiving the transfer.
Okay. And what about for example, international usage of the card? Can I use the card like overseas, or are there any fees attached to that?
Yeah, I would look at our website and do a search for the word international, and that tells you there's a few countries you can't use the card in.
Okay.
There's some we need to be notified first.
Okay.
It's high risk countries where there's a lot of crime and fraud.
Okay. All right. That sounds pretty fair.
You can use the card overseas. There's up to a 1% fee Visa will charge if you use your card overseas.
Okay. That sounds pretty standard, industry standard. And whenever I'm going overseas, I can just like contact you guys, give you guys a head up, right? So you guys don't like block my account or lock it, right?
No, but you can notify us either by calling us, or you can file a travel notice yourself inside your account. You log into your account. You pick the country you're going to. You pick the dates, and then you submit that travel notice that lets us know you're going to be out of the country. So if we see a transaction, in the country you're going to, then we won't block it as fraudulent.
Okay, awesome. And what about let me see, what is it? How do you guys deal with, like, for example, like claiming like a fraudulent account? Do you guys have like a zero liability policy also, like after your investigation and stuff like that?
Well, it's the Visa.
Mm-hmm.
The Visa zero liability protection policy. That is what you get with our debit cards.
Okay, awesome. And when it comes to replacing a card, if I do lose a card, there's no fees to that, right? You guys just send like a new one?
There's currently no fees for debit card replacement.
Okay. And Victor, what if for example, if I'm with my family and I live in New York, and for example we're in Boston for the summer, and I lose my card while I'm in Boston, can you guys ship that card to a different address? And if so, what would you guys need to actually verify that it's me?
Well, if that ever happens, I would discuss that with you at that time.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's something we can let you know. If it becomes an issue.
But if it were an issue, what would you guys do? I'm asking like basically you're not liable to say.
Yeah, it's like a security issue.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I was just reading some reviews online, and it basically said that whenever something like that happens, you have to like take a picture with your ID and your house number at the back, and I just find that a little strange. So I'm just asking to either confirm or just like make sure that that's like that's how it works or it doesn't work. But if you're saying if it's like a security issue, then I completely understand, no problem.
Yeah, you can look on our website. Again, do a search for the word address. It'll tell you what acceptable documentation to verify an address is.
Okay. And what about what happens with for example, customers' privacy? If I were to sign up today, like, what do you guys do with my privacy? Because I know some banks, for example, like they're legally they can share your private information with like third parties. Do you guys do anything like that?
Well, I would take a look at our website, read our privacy policy.
Do you have that information, Victor?
It's on our website. It would probably take me like 4 hours to read it to you. So I would take a look at it and read through it.
Okay. All right. I think that's all my questions, Victor. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Have a great weekend.
All right. You too. Bye-bye. I think Victor just got a little mad, and he hanged up on me before I hanged up on him. And usually that never happens. And guys, here's my thing, right? Before I tell you guys exactly what I think about Simple Bank, I want you guys to comment down below and let me know what you thought of the entire conversation. If you guys think they're a good bank or if they're not a good bank. So comment yes for good, comment no for bad, or bad for bad and good for good. So here it goes. Here's what I actually think about Simple Bank. It sounds like the company is having an identity crisis, and I didn't even know this before actually going into this review. And here's my thing. I noticed that they're making like, okay. He said, for example, no, all the cuts we're making are to benefit the customer. It's all about the customer. But at one point, he did say it's all about increasing the revenue. You can play that back in the interview if you want to actually see it. Well, in the call if you want to see it. But here's my theory on this, right? They've been around for a very long time, and now you have companies like SoFi, Vero, Chim Money, like all these new companies, for example, that are out right now that offer better rates, 2.25% on savings with no goals and none of that stuff. And you have SoFi that offers, for example, free ATMs everywhere. You have Vero that gives you 2.80% on your savings accounts if you set up direct deposit. So you have all this new competition that's doing a much better job than you are. And now you're just like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to increase customer base? How are we going to keep the people here? And here's my thing. I read the reviews, all of them. And these people can be very complicated when it comes to solving any issues with fraud, when it comes to solving any issues with your credit card, or your debit card being locked, anything like that. Because here's my thing. I heard a few stories where people leave the country and they want to get their card unlocked, and it takes literally 5 to 7 days. So imagine you being outside of the country and not being able to use your card for 5 to 7 days. That's a nightmare. On top of that, I also heard a story about a lady that left with her kids. And that lady, when she got to Boston, for example, and she lived in New York, for example, they wouldn't send her a card to Boston, even though she confirmed all her identity as best as she could. And I get it. It might be a security issue. But here's the thing. She confirmed everything. And if you guys don't believe me, literally just go on the App Store reviews and you'll see every single story, every single bad review. And here's one thing, right? Here's one red flag that I don't like. For example, I called in, I got put through very quickly, very fast, which I like, but here's one thing I don't like. I don't like the fact when a company puts on their website all these good reviews, all these marvelous reviews, right? But when you go to the App Store or the online reviews, you don't see any answers to any constructive criticism or any customer problems. You don't see any answers. You only see answers to, for example, oh my gosh, thank you for the good review. That's not where you're going to learn. Take those people, give them some attention, and try to figure out those problems, because this is a problem-solving business, and you guys obviously have a lot of problems. So here's my overall review on this, okay? If you want a bank that gives you great online service, then I would go with SoFi and Vero. If you want a bank that gives you very competitive savings accounts rates, then I would go with SoFi and Vero. Because why? Because they offer 2.25 and 2.80% on the savings accounts. And this is only 2.05%. And on top of that, you need at least $2,000 in your savings accounts to actually take advantage of this. So I don't like that at all. Third thing, when it comes to customer service, guys, I promise you this is because it's Labor Day weekend. Listen to this, right? Usually when you call in, and I've read this from countless reviews, and I want to make sure I'm not being biased here, guys. Listen to this. I read countless of reviews. People say I was in the line for 15 to 20 minutes. No one got put through. I asked to be contacted. No one contacted me. I sent an email. 4 days later, they responded. And that's how that works. So, for example, I may be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Because if this was just my opinion, then you could just leave it or not take it. But when it comes to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews online saying the same thing, I can't just disregard that by one good phone call. So comment down below. Let me know. If you're gonna, so comment down below and let me know if you're actually gonna sign up for the Simple Bank, if you're gonna stay with Simple Bank, or if you're just gonna stay far away from Simple Bank like I am. I'm not gonna go with them because they don't have the best rates, the best value for my money, and I don't like a place that's making cuts on bill pay just because a lot of people are not using it. It doesn't matter. 3% of a million people is 30,000. Okay, so it might not seem like a lot, but it is a lot of people that need that service and want to use it. So I would never make cuts like that. I would only keep improving and improving. And the more you improve and the more you offer and the more value you give to your customer, the better they will appreciate you and the more they will keep telling people about you. And that's how business works. So guys, as always, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like the video and let me know in the comments down below why you liked it so I keep making content like this. If you dislike it, dislike the video and let me know in the comments down below why you disliked it. Because if you don't tell me you dislike it, then I won't know how to improve. And guys, as always, make sure you subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell. So whenever I upload a video on the newest app, on the newest banking app, or the newest savings accounts, or whatever they didn't teach you in school, you'll be the first one to actually get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno a uno, and ask me any questions about savings, budgets, or whatever it is, you can actually contact me on Instagram at TommyBryson. And you can DM me there and I'll message you or comment down below. I'll respond to you there too. I'm always responding. I'm always here because I have great customer service unlike most people out there. I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Thanks for watching and Peace.
You've got to start at the bottom if you're ever gonna reach the top. You've gotta watch all the seeds you sow. Don't let